I've got juicy Ripple ecosystem news for you. And XRP broke 230. We're sitting at 234 right now. Will the pump keep going? Speaking of pump, there's a new king in town. Elon says Bitcoin's the way to go. Wait, what did he just say? Along with,
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
yo, it's another hot one today. Already 90 degrees by time it was 10:30 this morning. Shredded balls, everyone. Now, before we get into the big news, you know the deal. Well, I mean, if you're a new viewer, you don't. Here's how it works. Viewers are most important on this channel. That's why even while I'm on vacation, I bring you the news. On weekends, I bring you the news. Holiday, the news. You, the viewer, are most important, so your comments come first. Andrew Butcher's hanging out with us and says, up for an early one, eh, Klaus? Love it. That's right. I had a lot to do today, so I started the day off with an early video because I love the fans. G. Bishop noticed it as well, said you're early. I'm sick and staying home will feel good, my guy. The only thing that makes me feel better is watching your videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Oh, well, I appreciate that and definitely feel better, muchacho. Chalo says, morning and happy Monday, Klaus. Always listen to you on the way to work as I get updates and enjoy a good laugh with your transparent humor. And here's the best part. I got my Twitter information linked down below. Why is that important? Because someone tried to convince me that this right here, you see this little thing right here, that this is a pump. Yeah. They for real were like, oh, we're pumping, baby. This little thing. Let me zoom out so you can see that. Yeah. Trying to convince me that that's a pump. Bitcoin's sitting at 108,557. XRP's at 234. We're going to talk about price. Why? Because we got some big news from Brad G and updates on Hidden Road. But first, let's talk bonk fun. What? Let's bonk.fun, huh? Wait, what? My wife not reading my Snapchats? No. Listen to this. Let's bonk.fun surpasses pump.fun as Solana's top meme coin launchpad. Okay, I'm bringing this up because there's always going to be something new. There's always going to be something replacing old. There's always going to be improvements. And I want people to just zoom out in this whole crypto space. And I want you to think of all the things out there that have come and gone. Remember all the bros that were like, yo, Onyx Coin, XCN. Dude, that was a flash in the pan, right? That was a pump and dump. What about Aptos? That was another one that was all hyped up and nothing. We talked about Polkadot, another one. My point here is just be very careful out there and don't get married to something, because when there's competition in the space and when there's money involved, like in the crypto space, there's always going to be competitors and there's always going to be something new out there that what everyone rises to the top. Now, Elon Musk declares fiat hopeless, says the American party will embrace Bitcoin. Look, I'm not here to talk about the politics of it. What I'm here to talk about is this. Elon Musk says the American party is the solution. Don't care about that. What I care about this question from Renato Lima says, at Elon Musk, will the America party embrace Bitcoin? He says fiat is hopeless, so yes. Whoa. What about Elon embracing the meme, the Doge, the alts? Kinda just throwing it out there for everyone that Elon now throwing the support behind BTC. Now here's the weird thing. For Elon to say that fiat is hopeless is one thing. Well, then why does Tesla have billions of dollars of cash on their books? I just throwing it out there. Like I said, I'm not getting into the politics of it, but what I am getting behind is Elon throwing his support to Bitcoin. All right, let's keep learning. Venture capital money flows into June. 2.8 billion. Love it, everyone. Look at this. We had some spikes in venture capital this month. I love it. As you can see from the chart above, even last month's impressive numbers don't top March, but it is a good hit. The biggest rounds came last month from Kalshi, raising 185 million digital assets in Zama. By the way, it's got a chart on all the stuff that was big. Artificial intelligence was the biggest fundraising, followed by DeFi, and then gaming and metaverse raises. All this is linked in the description below, so if you're into like, hey, what projects are raising money, maybe there's things that you're invested in. There's a whole list, so I don't want to like read it and bore people, but if you're into that stuff, it's linked down below. You're welcome to check it out. And you're like, what do you mean down below? It's in the old ball sack, aka the description box, everyone. But what's cool to see about this is even though rates are high, even though we got problems with inflation, venture capital money is still flowing into the crypto market. And remember, venture capital is super important because they're the builders of crypto, right? They invest in the building. So we can trade crypto all we want, right? We could talk about prices and speculation and all this shit. And don't worry, price action's coming up soon. But you still need to build. You still need to build products that people use, right? So that's where venture capital throwing the money in here is big. Now, check this out. You see these two big purple bars right here where we've had some big raises? This is the raise in June. That's the raise in March right there where my cursor is. It's nothing compared to what we saw in 2021, 2022, okay? Now, why is that? Well, because rates were like at zero then. So venture capital was basically, be able to borrow money for like next to nothing. So they were able to use it for risky ventures. Yeah. What do you think's going to happen to crypto building when the Fed starts lowering the rate? Yeah, it's going to increase, right? So we just got to hang out until then. Now, remember, Wednesday, July 9th, 10 a.m., probably going to be doing a live stream regarding this. Why? Because Brad Garlinghouse is going to be on the mic hanging out with the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. Yeah, live stream. I think I'm going to do it, everyone. What do you think? Let me know down below. If I get enough comments to say do a live stream, I think I'll do it. Now, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, the one we were just talking about, he's going to be hanging out with El Senate Arrow, I don't fucking know what the name is now talking major updates on Hidden Road. Now, remember, Ripple purchased Hidden Road a little bit ago for $1.25 billion. In a significant development for Ripple in the digital asset industry, Garlinghouse announced at a press conference in Singapore that the company's stablecoin RLUSD will be integrated into Hidden Road's platform as collateral for all services. Okay, let's keep learning here. Garlinghouse emphasized RLUSD's unique potential, declaring it'll be the first stablecoin enabling efficient large-scale cross-margin trading between digital assets and traditional finance markets. Now, that being said, and remember, the majority, like the overwhelming majority of RLUSD is where, everyone? On Ethereum's chain. About 80% of it, last time I checked, was on Ethereum's chain. He highlighted RLUSD's key advantage is the ability to operate seamlessly 24/7 year-round. That's very true. He also underscores Ripple's ambitious position to put RLUSD at the heart of global liquidity flows, bridging the gap between versatile virtual assets and traditional finance instruments. Okay. So again, Ripple going hardcore into RLUSD, and you're like, bro, why is Ripple pimping the hell out of RLUSD? It's simple. You make a shit ton of money with stablecoins. Look at Circle's IPO. The reason the IPO was so juicy is because of what, everyone? Because of how much profit they make. What about Tether? Tether makes a lot of profit. PayPal makes a lot of profit. Why do you think banks are making their own stablecoins? Because it's able to move money cheaply and you make a shit ton of profit on it. Once you program these stablecoins, they're money printers, man. Now, what I have up on the screen right now is Ripple's RLUSD market cap, which we're approaching about $500 million right now. Volume, 38 million in the last 24 hours, so nothing too crazy. But remember, it's a big profit maker for them, okay? Look at stable coins this way, okay? Stable coins, although be it boring for maybe people like you and I, because what do we like? We like DGen World, where we like risky gambling in the crypto markets, right? We like 10x, 20x action. What do companies like Ripple like? They like making money. And stable coins just print profit hand over fist. So, no wonder they're going to be using RLUSD for what, everyone? Yeah, for collateral on all services on Hidden Road's platform. How will this benefit XRP? Well, we're going to have to wait once the launch happens to see if it drives any action. Now, a broader look at the crypto markets is the altcoins starting to move here at 28 out of 100. Volume is starting to creep up, but still a little short. My thinking is this. Wednesday, right? And Brad is in front of the Senate, okay? I'm wondering if that's going to give us a little bit of A, volume spike-a-roni, and B, price spike-a-roni. Speaking of it, you jabronis, name the series down below if you can that features jabroni. Cool word, huh? Yeah, dude. All right, 3.4 billion is the volume for XP, up 57%. Yeah, previous weekend's volume was super, super low. Now, We've broken the 230 mark. Can we hold it? Let's go to those candlesticks because the move is just happening right now. See, that's why you hit the notification bell, because I bring you news as it breaks. Look at this candlestick right here. Resistance at 230, and then this 15-minute candlestick took us from a low of 228 to a high of 234.97. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So we got pushed right down at that 235 mark. Now look at these subsequent candlesticks. Highs at 234.93. 234.80. So again, we're like, oh, okay, so you let us get past the 230 mark, but you're pushing us down now at 235. I'm okay with that, because we've seen in recent history where we've been rejected at the 230 mark. So now that we're higher than that, and some of you are maybe higher than that, well done. I still have to be good until I see the doctor. Ugh, that's been a while, huh? We're going to see if this move holds. Specifically, though, look at the explosive volume bars at the bottom of the screen coinciding with that price jump. Yes, this is news that's happening right now. We're watching these candlesticks. Now, recent history has told us what? Pumperoni and dumperoni, right? We're going to move up here, and then we're going to correct back on down to the 220 range. Would we be surprised by that? No. Do we want to see this go even further to 240? Of course we do. Do we have big events coming up this week specific to Ripple XRP ecosystem? Hell yeah, we do. And remember, that's this week. The following week is what, everyone? Shark Week. No, it's Crypto Week, where we're going to know exactly where we stand with regs, and that's regs that regulate the rest of this market. So although the move right now with XRP is a happening, yeah, baby, this looks healthy. We're going to see if she's going to hold or she's going to push back down. What do you think? Be honest with me, okay? Just stop. Don't be maxis. Don't be hopium pumpers. Be realistic here. Do you think that this move is going to hold, or do you think we're going to push back down to 220? Let me know down below, because like I said, I'm watching this live. I'm doing this live right now. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's 11:49 a.m. Eastern time. We're right here hanging out with XRP at 234. Let's see if it holds. Now, am I surprised that Ripple's using RLUSD to back up everything on Hidden Road? No, of course not. Stablecoins are just something that these traditional finance players just feel comfortable with, right? I mean, think about it. They're stable. They're pegged to the dollar. So it's things that banks are already comfortable and easy to use, right? They don't see the volatility. And in fact, a lot of banks even look at Bitcoin and they're like, yo, that's super volatile. We look at Bitcoin and we're like, yo, that's some boring ass shit. So think about it. We're crypto players and we look at Bitcoin and we think boring. Traditional finance looks at Bitcoin and they're like, yo, that's risky. Stablecoins, that's the gateway drug. Like, you see what I'm saying here? And even Brad said that's the way to bridge digital assets with traditional finance. So we get them started with stable coins, and then maybe we get them hooked into the alts, baby. Yeah, I just made Brad sound like a dealer of crypto. Now, that being said, do we expect price action on Wednesday? I don't know. Volume action directly with XRP, it's possible, but what would that move be based on? Most likely a retail-based move on Wednesday. So I'm not being like expecting any move. Would it be great? Yes, but I'm not expecting a move on Wednesday, but pretty sure we're going to be live streaming it. But to push me over the edge, to convince me, let me know in the comments down below if we should. Mention something about a live stream. It would be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Some of these, though, I'm going to just give you caution right now. Some of these effing things are long, like 4+ hours long. So, yeah, you know how that goes. Other than that, the whole pump.fun thing, look, there's always something new out there. Think of cell phones, right? I mean, I remember, like, the Razr flip phones, and, you know, I remember Crackberry and all that kind of stuff. There's always something that comes out that replaces it, right? There's always a new king of the hill. There's always a new something. And I guess it just reminds me that don't be married to something. Be open-minded. Don't be afraid for change, and understand that change is part of the evolution of the business world. Plenty of us have seen restaurant chains come and go. Plenty of us have seen sports teams become a dynasty and then flop, right? I mean, I lived through the Bulls years where, you know, Jordan and Pippen and all of them were doing good, and then it was like, oh. And then we got Derrick Rose, and we're like, oh, we're going to do it again. Oh, you see what I mean? Like, things kind of come and go, right? So just be careful out there. don't get married to things. Don't get emotional about stock. Gordon Gekko taught us that. That was before crypto. Gordon would have totally been into crypto if it was around that time period. So other than that, I'll keep you all informed. Make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe button so you don't miss out. Will we hold to 44? It is right now 11:53, or I'm sorry, 2:34. We're right now at 2:33.87. So I mean, we're really close to it. Let's see, everyone. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo biznachos. I'm getting hungry for some dirty shucos. Tasty shucos. I wonder where I could get me some shucos. Anyone know of a good place for some shucos?